The Dolomites are undoubtedly one of the most stunning mountain ranges in the world. Spanning northeastern Italy, they are famous for their incredible beauty, picturesque mountain villages and world-class ski fields. During summer, the area is a mecca for mountaineers and hikers, its spectacular scenery attracting people from all over the globe. In recognition of their natural beauty, the Dolomites were declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2010. And of course, where there are mountain pastures, there are dairies. I'm in Trentino, a region famous for cheeses such as the stinky Puzzoni di Moena and the Parmesan-like Trenton Grana. To help cheese lovers discover these local gems, the tourist office, Visit Trentino, has created a special cheese trail through the area that includes cheesemakers, dairies, farms and restaurants, all of whom warmly welcome cheese-obsessed visitors with tastings and tours. On today's episode, I'm going to be exploring La Strada dei Formaggi, the cheese route, here in the beautiful Dolomites in northern Italy. It's not hard to see why locals love this area so much. Francesca from Visit Trentino told me a little more about the Dolomites cheese route, which might just make you want to come and live here.
Okay, so the Dolomite cheese route is one of the 3 Trentino routes of wine and flavors we have. The Dolomite cheese route is located in eastern Trentino and covers 3 valleys: Fiemme Valley, Fassa Valley and Primiero Valley. And here the main food production is cheese making. The Dolomite cheese route started its activity in 2006, and if you come in Fiemme, Fassa and Primiero Valley, you can visit our dairies, our cheese factories, and taste also our products.
One of the great things about this area is that each little town seems to have its own cheese and its own cheese personality. So you really only need to go 10 kilometres down the road and the cheeses will be completely different. One of the stops along the cheese route is this cooperative dairy in the town of Cavallese, where they make the famous Trenton Grana cheese and a goat's milk tom called Caprino Cavallese. Even though it's quite a large factory, the cheese is still made by hand according to traditional practices, like heating the milk in copper cauldrons and cutting the curd manually with this tool called a spina. High above, visitors can watch the process, chat with the cheesemakers and sample and buy the local cheeses, most of which are made with raw milk.
Questo è il Valfiemme, stagionato, viene venduto dai 60 giorni in su, più sui 90, latte crudo.
While here in the Primiero Valley, they make this fresh cheese called Tossella. You can eat it fresh like this, but the local custom is to cut it into slices and fry it in butter. Pop into any cheese shop here to join the locals as they get their daily fix of their valley's own cheese. People here are incredibly particular about where and when they buy their cheese, and for them, the Tossella made in this dairy is completely different to one made just down the road. And of course, if you want to have the complete cheese immersion experience while you're in the Dolomites, then you have to stay at one of the agriturismos. It's a little bit like a farm stay where you can actually stay on a working dairy. So you can come see the milking, pat the animals, watch the cheese making, and then afterwards even get to eat some of the cheese. You can really get up close here and check out the milking. It's really cool. It's up to you at these agriturismos. You can be as hands-on or as hands-off as you like.
Tourists can visit agritourism, can visit cheese factories, can visit all our beautiful hotels and B&B, for example.
Dotted along the cheese trail are these charming agriturismos, kind of like luxurious B&Bs for cheese lovers. They have on-site restaurants where they serve dishes made with their own produce. Nestled beneath this particular one, you can watch as the morning milking is made into cheese in their very own make room. So today the cheesemaker is making Nostrano, which is a cheese that's very typical of this region. It's a semi-hard cheese matured for about 2 months. And it's also something that when you stay on one of these agriturismos, you can actually eat what they make here. So when you dine in the restaurant upstairs, you can eat all their lovely cheese and yogurt, including this one. And of course, it's always important to help the cheesemaker with quality control along the way.
There is a strong, deep-rooted dairy tradition here. You can think until 50 years ago, in each family, in each house, you can find a couple of cows, and the families produce the cheese and butter themselves. And nowadays, all this tradition, you can find all this tradition, this dairy tradition, in our quality products, quality cheeses.
Further along the cheese route, you can learn more about the ancient dairy traditions of the area at this new museum in the Fassa Valley, where there's an amazing exhibition of traditional dairy tools.
Here you can see what the core of our history and our tradition is. First of all, because our roots dates back to the prehistory and to the Mesolithic time, when shepherd came here.
This is a museum dedicated to the Malgi. Now, a Malga is a mountain dairy, so high up in the mountain pastures. During summer, the animals are taken up there to graze on the rich grasses and herbs and flowers. There's hundreds of Malga throughout this region, and it's a practice that's very traditional, so it has very ancient origins, but it's one that's still in use today.
This pasture land is the core of our history and our tradition. Here we can see the old traditional tools that people used to make cheese and butter, and then they can see and watch how cheese is made today.
We have also Dolomites, that are our beautiful mountains, UNESCO World Heritage from 2010. So we are very proud of this. You can have some activities with some workshops in agritourism and farms. You can know the animals, you can know the life in Malga, and to taste our products, and we wait for you.